You are getting scammed out of your goddamn mind. And today, we're changing that. Hi, my name is V, and this is Talking Points, where I teach you things you didn't even know you needed to know. Where are my actual glasses? I think I lost them. No, where are my glasses? Oh, they're on the ground. Thank you, Carlos. Shout out to Carlos. This week, we're going to be talking about investing. Shout out to the Slack on Discord who asked me specifically for this subject of video. And I think it could be very interesting. Real quick, we went from 62 to 67 subscribers this week. I cannot thank you all enough. We're trying to reach 100 by the end of the year, so click that like button real quick. I appreciate it. People don't say that enough. He's vibing, bro. He's vibing. Hell yeah. That's what's up. Do you want to make money with your money? Do you want it to be dead fucking easy? Do you want to retire at 40 and do whatever the fuck you want after? Do you want to know how investing works? Because we can all agree that this shit is way too complicated, so we need people to help us. Or do we? Here's the breakdown of a few key concepts you need to keep on watching this video. Money is a unit of account. That just means that it's a container that can store value until you need it. Money is fossilized, meaning that it can't grow or it can't shrink. Inflation is the rise of prices in the market. It's a law, kind of like thermodynamics, for example. Securities are another container for value, like stocks, bonds, whatever, that kind of shit. Finally, securities are active containers of value. That means that over time they can grow and they can shrink. You see that? Baby shit. Dead fucking easy. Even your dead grandmother could understand this. Bear in mind for a second that I'm no economist, so whatever I say, take with a grain of salt, but it's still accurate. So if you want, you can look more into these concepts, but you really don't have to. Instead, let me tell you why you should buy securities with your money instead of just saving it into some dumb fucking account. If you have a sum of money already put on the side, I don't want to be liable for your bullshit. Please don't die. Keep some money aside. You never know what could happen. Rockman! Say something to the camera, Rockman, go. Strong. I don't want you to get to the hospital, get shot up 72 times, and try to pay your doctor with bonds. Don't do that shit. That's fucking lame. Really simple message, isn't it, boys? Because of inflation. Yeah, it really is that simple. Your money doesn't gain more value while things around you require more value to obtain them. So what you do is that you buy these containers which can potentially grow so that you don't get fucked by inflation just like Apple did to Steve Jobs. Never forget. You might say that that's gambling. And you're right, it's just true. It literally is gambling. Buying a few bonds or one big pile of GME to the moon is gambling. Even if you have multiple instances of the same container, they can still shrink, which means that you lost all of that initial value you put in. Goodbye, little Jimmy's college fund. Before you say that society is a spectacle and that the economy is a casino, just know this. You can beat the house. The methods to do so are various, but I want to explore one in particular because I believe that it's the easiest one to get into and everybody can do it. Kinda like Amber Rose. That's fucked, dude. That's a fucked line. This method will allow you to reach what's called financial independence. We'll get back to it at the end of the video, but that will allow you to retire in the future. I also want you to know that this information is being suppressed by the big Wall Street ballers because they have no incentive to tell you this. But I do. Out of spite. Fuck you, Wall Street. All of those fancy graphs earlier, dog shit. Terrible. Just garbage. That shit melts the polar caps. Bad for the environment. Terrible. But there exists a single one of them which is actually useful. The triangle of truth. You might notice that you can only have like 2 poles at the same time at full capacity, but we're not really going for fast here. All of the techniques to gain financial independence are long-term. We're talking like 10 to 15 years minimum. Just so you know though, this is standard time and it is a much better alternative than retiring at 65 or 70 and getting lowered in your grave in a decade's time. ETFs stand for Exchange Traded Funds. This means absolutely nothing other than you can exchange it somewhere like the Nasdaq and that it represents a fund. You'll have to pardon my shitty drawing skills, but here's basically how they work. So this is the market. 100% of it, the whole pie. The market is divided 2 times. First off, by all of these sectors that are in said market. This can range from high caliber weaponry to sex toys and computers. Shut up, you fucking goose! Then, within each sector is all of the companies comprising said sector. For computers, for example, this ranges from IBM to Apple, Microsoft, you get the deal. If you were to buy a single stock and put all of your money into it, then you might get, what, a percent? Perhaps less than 1% of the entire market. Let's not lie, it's very small. It is tremendously small. Tiny. Honey, I shrunk the stocks. This is why it's considered gambling, because doing this is basically the equivalent of putting all of your chips on pink. Bad idea. Give me a second. Alright, so what ETFs allow you to do is own multiple small parts of multiple companies in multiple sectors. I was gonna attempt to drink this. That might increase your odds, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you're covering the whole market. But you can. ETFs like VTI and SCHB are broad market ETFs that allow you to cover the entire pie. A good way to put it is that they track the whole market. If economy grow, then value grow. If economy bad, value no grow. This is all relevant because of a study done at the Trinity University called the Trinity Study. That's not its real name, but that's not what matters. What matters is that they found that between 3% and 4% of withdrawal rates, so selling your stocks, bonds, whatever, really, is extremely unlikely to exhaust your holdings of securities. It's kind of like an orange tree. If every time it produces fruits, you kind of just take all the fruits and sell them, it's gonna die out pretty quick. But there's kind of a zone where you're able to take some amount of fruits without necessarily harming the tree itself and harming its growth. Now, combine this with inflation. The value cost of the market increases over time, meaning that more value is being spent on the companies within which you invested. And because you are tracking the value of these companies, your own grows. Do you start to see where I'm going with this? Your money is gonna keep growing until there's an economical collapse or the fucking end of an empire. If you've ever heard of the phrase buy low, sell high, that's exactly what it means. It means that you need to buy securities when they dip in price because they will always keep going up at one point in time. Give it enough time and the market will inflate enough so that you can piggyback off of it.
This whole idea of financial independence, retire early, doesn't work. Let me tell you why. Working is not just about money. People don't understand this very often until they stop working. Work defines who you are. It provides a place where you're social with people. It gives you interaction with people all day long in an interesting way. It even helps you live longer and is very, very good for brain health. Staying stimulated is how people live into their 90s. I'm not kidding. So when am I retiring? Never.
Guess who's the little quirky gamer that just woke up and realized he didn't film like half of his video? It's me. I forgot. So, I talked earlier about retiring with this method, and it's entirely possible to do so. Contrary to what the old cunt O'Leary is saying, retiring doesn't necessarily mean not doing anything with the rest of your life. It means that you can spend your time on doing whatever the fuck you want, whatever the fuck you like, which probably includes working to some degree. However, to do so, you must understand that you need to calculate the amount of securities you're gonna need to invest from the 3 to 4% that you wish to have. If you wish to have 10 grand a month, which means that you want 120 grand per year in your pockets, then divide that number by 4%, and then you get the amount of money that you need to invest to be able to withdraw safely. Ouch. But if you want 2 grand a month, which will allow you to find your dream job or build a house or whatever else really, then you get a much more reasonable price. While this may seem like a lot of money, the truth is that you are going to be building that wealth through several years. It can be 10, 15, 20, It doesn't really matter. What does matter, however, is that each penny you put into securities will be worth a whole lot more later on in life. Obviously, however, retiring early is not something that everybody can do. But in principle, I still think that this is the best way to build wealth. Remember, all of those securities, they can be passed on onto your children after you die. Obvious side note, the less money you spend, the easier it will be to reach financial independence. Remember, if you want to be a baller, just go sell drugs. You'll make a whole lot more money way faster that way. I hope this video was of some help to you, and if it was, consider helping me by subscribing to my channel. You can also drop a like and write a comment down below. Every bit helps on YouTube, you know? Help the homie out. Come on, just come on, do it, man. You know? It's gonna take what, like 5 seconds? Just get, get down there too. You know? Go check my next video if you want to. I promise it's cool. It's great. Just get the video, bro. Come on. You're gonna learn. It's gonna be nice. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be great. Alright, I'll see you in the next one.